Hey, how are you doing? My name is Brian Leventhal, a state trooper with the North Carolina State Highway Patrol. Been in law enforcement for about 20 years now. Um, got my Part 107 pilot's license, and I'm actually working on a manned aviation rotorcraft rating right now also. So just wanted to take a few minutes today and talk to you about passion to profession and kind of give you just a few ideas and steps on how you can go from flying recreationally to being a Part 107 operator, and just kind of how you can transform that passion into a profession. So I'm going to break it down into kind of three separate areas: interest, education, and action. So we'll just start with interest. If you've got an interest in flying drones, you may already be flying, or you may just kind of starting to get into unmanned aviation and just kind of curious and have questions. One of the first things I encourage people is just start flying. Um, get some kind of drone. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It doesn't have to be big or expensive. Um, you can even start with something, super small that you can just kind of fly inside your house until you get comfortable. But just start flying and build some stick time. Get your hands on some controls and just kind of start getting the feel for how a drone flies. Something to keep in mind: the ones that are small and you fly inside that don't have GPS. Don't get frustrated. Those can be a little bit tricky to fly, probably even more tricky than flying something that has GPS. So once you get something that's a GPS enabled drone, take it outside, find a nice wide open area, um, and just start flying and getting comfortable with operating the aircraft. Something I would encourage is keep a logbook. Every time you go fly, there's different logbooks you can find out there, but just kind of keep a logbook and keep up with every time you're getting that stick time. It's something that manned aviators do. They log all of their flights. It's a good way to keep up with your proficiency. And when it comes to finding a job down the road, you may have a prospective employer that wants to see what kind of flying experience you've done. Um, and this is a great way to showcase that and maybe even give you a leg up on somebody else applying for a job. So the sooner you start that logbook, the better. It's not something you want to get behind on and try and catch up with. So also, as far as groups or interest goes, go out on different social media platforms. Facebook has lots of groups on there for unmanned aviation. Just kind of search around, find some different ones that look like they're interesting to you, and join one of those groups. Start connecting with people there. Find out what they're talking about, learn things, ask questions, and just engage as much as you can. When you're looking, if you don't find a group that kind of caters to whatever your interests are with unmanned aviation, organize one. Chances are, if it's something you've got an interest in, someone else probably has the same interest. So just take a few minutes, set up a group, and start putting some things out there, and you'll probably start to get others involved as well. So, you know, also one of the best ways to help build interest is share your passion with others. And, as you start to learn things, if you've got somebody else that's interested, teach them what you've already learned and share with them, this new interest in unmanned aviation. So let's move on now to education. So, once you start flying and you want to start taking some of the steps towards, turning this into a profession, just like anything else, you're going to have to start working on education and learning and, kind of building the mental skills needed to pass different courses, such as the Part 107 course. So when it comes to Part 107, that's the license that you need from the FAA in order to operate a drone commercially. There's all kinds of information out there. You can everything from free information to paid courses. When I was learning, I kind of blended both. I started out with some free information. Decided I wanted to kind of really solidify what I was learning. And so I ended up buying a course, and then, kind of supplemented that on the back end with some additional free tests and practice tests and things to kind of help get you ready so that when you go take that Part 107 test, you feel very confident and you'll be successful. So, like I said, lots of information out there. Start out with the free stuff, but there's plenty of affordable courses as well. You're going to need some additional courses. You may find some, if you search around, particularly in these different Facebook groups, you may find some additional courses that actually help you with learning to fly the drone and give you some skills, maybe particular to whatever avenue you're looking to go down with turning it into a profession. There's no check ride by the FAA to make sure that you can fly the drone. So it's kind of just up to you to take the initiative and push yourself to learn those different skills and polish things up and kind of hone the craft of what you're looking to do with the drone. If you can find someone that's using the NIST standard test methods for small unmanned aircraft systems, that would be a great course. It's probably not something you're going to try and set up on your own, although you may. There's definitely information out there on how you can build those courses. But if you can find somebody that's kind of teaching the skills necessary to pass that course and maybe even providing the course for you to navigate at some point, that will certainly set you up and make you successful for actually flying the drone. Something else to consider is specialized training. So if you decide you want to go into, mapping, you're going to be flying one way. If you're going to be using it for thermal imaging or multispectral sensors or LiDAR, you may be flying in a different way. It may require learning how to adjust the settings on the drone differently. So if you know which particular avenue you're going to go with, trying to find some specialized training to help maybe guide that and just kind of help fine tune what you're learning would certainly be beneficial, because it's going to be different from course to course and depending on what you're looking to do with the drone. Classes that supplement your data collection. So for instance, photogrammetry for mapping. So it's, you can, a lot of people that choose to use unmanned aviation as a profession, it's more than just going out and flying and collecting the data. So, if I'm mapping with a drone, I may go out and fly the mission, collect all the photos, but I may also be the person that processes those. So learning how to use a photogrammetry software to take individual images, blend them together and create a single image. It's kind of another skill set. And if you can, take time, learn some classes and build that, that'll certainly help you when it comes time to looking to transition and get a job. So let's move on now and talk about action. So, you had an interest, you took steps to educate yourself a little bit more on what you need to turn this into a career. So, at some point you're going to look to put all that into action. So I would encourage you to, attend conferences and expos. It's trying to connect with as many people as you can is certainly beneficial for several reasons. One, you're just meeting some, great people that share an interest with you. Who knows, that connection will turn into a job for you, or you may be able to help them find a job at some point. Just building your network and learning from others is certainly a big plus. So, attend conferences and expos. You at some point, you're probably going to want to decide, do you want to try and build your own business, or do you want to go work for someone else? Both definitely have pluses and minuses to them. Building your own business can be great from the standpoint of just having flexibility, but sometimes working for someone else can provide a little bit of stability. And so just kind of depend on or decide on what works best for your needs and what you would like to get out of it. So just kind of some different potential employment things to think about. People using unmanned aviation right now: surveyors, engineers, construction companies, realtors. It's used in agriculture, utilities. Something else big on the horizon: package delivery. I know here in North Carolina, there's several companies kind of working on that component. Um, if you're an educator, creating a program for STEM at your school, and it's a great way to for you to learn it and also share what you've learned with others. Um, if there's somebody listening to this that's a public safety professional, maybe in law enforcement or fire service, I'd encourage you to start a program at your agency. A lot of agencies right now are using drones for crash and crime scene mapping. You could do mapping for event security planning. A lot of fire departments are using the thermal imaging component at fire scenes. It can be used to supplement search and rescue operations. Just see what kind of fits with your agency and what you're already doing and how it might be able to supplement and just kind of add to what the work you're already doing, and just kind of help you ultimately achieve that mission. Lastly, I mentioned at conferences and expos, connecting with people. One other place I'd encourage you to connect with people is on LinkedIn. It's a great platform. There's lots of unmanned aviation professionals out there that just kind of wide variety of people in the field, from pilots and operators to business owners. So it's a great way to connect and meet new people, and who knows, may even get a job prospect out of it. So last slide's got my name and my email on there. If there's ever anything I can do for you, if you got any questions, feel free to shoot me an email, and there's a QR code on there. You can scan that. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile, it takes just a few minutes to build one. I encourage you to go out there, start that, and shoot me a message, and I'd be happy to be your first connection. If you're already on there, send me a connection. And like I said, if you got questions or there's ever anything I can do for you, drop me a line. Best of luck, and as you take this passion and turn it to a profession, and let me know where you end up, and hopefully maybe we can get together and fly sometime. Thanks.